Good morning, class. Good morning, mga artist. So for today we will discuss about the new topic for the introduction to CAD. So first things first is I want you to answer some drill. So using this series of letters that I will give to you, I want you to arrange the words properly to find what that word is. Okay? So first word is this. Okay, very good. So this is an output in its picture. Second one, very good. So this is an input devices. Third, yes, the hardware. And fourth are the softwares. And then last one is a device or the devices. So from the picture that I gave to you, class, what do you think is our topic for today? Anyone? Yes? Okay, thank you. So all your answers are being there, no? But the main topic for today is about computer system, devices, and peripherals. So our objectives for today's topic is that you could summarize the different parts and kinds of hardware and software. And second, you could make conclusion on the uses of computer components. I will show you some video clip first before I discuss to you about what are these hardware and software, and later on we'll ask you some questions, so you should listen, class. Okay, so we'll start now.
Hardware and software, two terms you've probably heard of at one point or another. The odds are high that you use both on a daily basis, whether it's with your smartphone or personal computer. Let's take a deeper look at what these two things are and why they're important. Hardware is any element of a computer that's physical. This includes things like monitors, keyboards, and also the insides of devices like microchips and hard drives. Software is anything that tells hardware what to do and how to do it, including computer programs and apps on your phone. So video games, photo editors, and web browsers are just a few examples. Hardware and software are very different from each other, but they also need one another in order to function. Let's look at an example of this using a smartphone. In this case, the hardware would be the physical phone itself, and the software would be its operating system and its apps. If we were to take away the software, we would just have a dead phone in our hands. It wouldn't be able to make calls, text, or go online because it's not receiving any kind of instructions. On the other hand, let's say we have no hardware, meaning there's no actual phone. If all we have are the programs, we just have a bunch of instructions but nothing to give those instructions to. So the big picture here is that hardware needs software to tell it what to do, but software also needs hardware in order to act out its directions. Technology will continue to evolve, and though we may not be sure of how things will look in, say, 100 years, this combination of hardware and software will be there, serving as its foundation.
GCF Global.
Okay, class, so you have watched already and you have learned about the hardware and software. So hardware from the video is the physical touch. So examples are your phones, the computers, whereas software is its operating system from the computer or from a cell phone, or in other terms, its applications. So let's have some guide questions that you will answer from the chat box. Okay, first question is, how do you differentiate a hardware from a software? Second, can you cite examples of computer hardware and software? And third is, what do you think is the importance of these two components? So what you will do is you will just type your answers in the chat box, and later on we'll check that. Okay, you have 5 minutes class to answer only. Time is up. So yes, I have seen that you really are knowledgeable on what is a hardware and a software. So very good. Now let's proceed to another video, the input device and output device.
An input device is any piece of hardware that allows us to send data to a computer. So, if you type a message on a keyboard or touch a screen to make something happen, you are using an input device. An output device, on the other hand, is any piece of hardware that allows a computer to communicate information to us. For example, displaying a message on a screen, playing a sound via a speaker or headphones, or printing a document. So, if you want to play music on your phone and press play on the touch screen, you are using an input device to tell your phone to play the music. The phone will then play the music and the sound will come out through an output device, your headphones. The BBC microbit has several built-in input and output devices. The input devices are the buttons and the sensors for light, temperature, acceleration and magnetism. The main output device is the LED display. Your microbit can also send and receive information by radio, so it's both an input and an output device. You can also add input and output devices using the pins on the microbit. For example, you can attach headphones or a speaker as an output device. If you have the latest version of the microbit, there are 2 extra inputs: a microphone for sound sensing and a touch sensor on the gold microbit logo, so you can program your microbit to react when you touch it. There is also an extra output, a built-in speaker to let you play the sounds you create instantly. So, you can interact and create even more with your microbit.
Alright, so that is all about the input and output device. So let us test your learnings. I want you to answer this in the chat box again. So what did you understand about the input devices and as well as the output devices? And give some examples of this. Oops. Sorry for that noise. So now let us proceed. Let us discuss about the hardware. So hardware is the physical, touchable, electronic, and mechanical parts of a computer. So since this is an intro to CAD, so we will not go deep into its parts now. So I will just give you some pictures so that you can identify the parts of the computer. So the major hardware components of a computer system are the given. So first is we have the computer system unit, what we call the CPU. The next one is the motherboard, and then this is the CPU. So from, as you can see, this can be inputted from the laptops, and we have the internal storage and the expansion bus, the adapter, and the PSU or the power supply unit, the optical drive, and the hard disk drive. So next is we'll go to the input devices, So input devices, from the word input, this accepts data and instructions from the user or from another computer system. So there are two types to include in the input devices. First type, entry keyboard. So entry keyboard is data is inputted to the computer through a keyboard. So from the word keyboard, data is being inputted from or through the use of keyboard. Next is we have the direct entry, second type. So this is a form of input that does not require data to be obeyed by someone sitting at the keyboard. So example for this is the speech recognition. Yes. So next one is we have the three categories of direct entry devices. So we have the pointing devices, the scanning devices, and the voice input devices. So the pointing devices are used to move the pointer or the cursor of the screen. So examples for this are mouse, the touchscreen, the light pen, the digitizer, tablet. So next is we have the scanning devices. So these are the devices that can read text or illustrations printed on paper and translates the information into a form that the computer can use. So the examples of the scanning devices are the image scanner, the barcode, and the barcode reader. So voice input devices, so also known as the speech or voice recognition systems that allow a user to send audio signals to a computer for processing, recording, or carrying out commands. So example for this is the microphone or your headset, diba? And next one is we have the output devices. So any piece of computer hardware that displays results after the computer has processed the input data that has been entered. Next is we have the computer display monitor. So this displays information in visual form using text and graphics. So we have the LCD projectors. The use of this is to present your presentation, your PowerPoint presentation through the projectors. So smart board. So this is a transparent panel covering the screen, which is similar to a touch screen. So this is like an electronic tablet, but it is big. So next is we have a printer. So a printer is a device that prints or text or illustrations on paper. And then the speakers. This allows you to listen to music and hear sound effects from your computer. And now we're done with the hardware and its input and output. So let's talk about the software. So software is the set of instructions, also called as program, that guides the hardware to operate effectively. Software can be split into main types: the system software and the application software. So system software is any software required to support the production of application programs, but which is not specific to any particular application. Yes. So the examples for this system software are the Mac Windows, the Windows, and the Linux. Next software is we have the application software. So application software is designed to perform singular or multiple related tasks. So examples for the applications are the Microsoft Word. This creates, edits, saves, and prints documents. And then we have the spreadsheet. Consists of rows and columns that is used to present and analyze your data. Then we have the database management software. So this is not so common use here, but I will just introduce you what is this. So the database management is used to structure a database, a large collection of computer programs. The next is we have the graphics software, or for example for this is the Photoshop. Now this display results of data manipulation for easier analysis and presentation. So aside from the application software and system software is we also have the peopleware. So this refers to people involved in the data processing operations such as the system administrator, office workers, students, and others. Okay, now let us have some quiz. So I want you to read the instructions carefully. I want you to prepare 1/2 crosswise sheet of paper. So first, Roman numeral 1 is you will write HW if the PC component refer to a hardware and software, and SW for software. So number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Okay, we have. Let us proceed to the next Roman numeral number 2, which is you have to identify the given computer components, whether it is an input or an output device, and you have to explain its functionality. So first one is the mouse. Number 2 is the monitor. Number 3 is the speaker. The keyboard rather. Number 4 is the speaker. And last is the printer. Okay, for the enumeration part, 1 to 3 is you have to enumerate the different parts of hardware, and then 4 to 5 is you have to give me 2 types of software that we've discussed. Alright, so we are done with our quiz. So this is our reflection for your reflection or assignment to be submitted next week. So how are computers effective in becoming a part of our everyday lives as a student experiencing this pandemic? So this is an essay. I want you to write it and submit it through Google Docs. So I'm not giving you my email account, so you will just submit it there. And thank you guys. Class dismissed.